Thank you very, very much for being here on a Saturday morning. We know there's many other things you could be doing, so the fact that you're here for a 4-hour workshop means a great deal to us, and we hope that you'll enjoy it and learn something.
Well, good morning, everyone. I just want to echo Dave. Very, very grateful that all of you are spending your Saturday mornings with us and hopefully learning something and coming together and starting to build something new that we can really use as a foundation going forward. So I'm Perrette Harman. I'm relatively new to this agency, over a year under my belt. I'm not new to the region. I moved from Estonia to the United States in 1993, and so I have lived more than half of my life in this country. I still have 2 countries that are near and dear to my heart, and I carry those emotions and memories and experience from both. So I'm going to start taking you back a little bit. When I grew up, I had 2 grandparents. One were city grandparents, the other set was farm grandparents, and when we visited the farm grandparents, they had a well, but the well was a hand pump. So to get the water into the house, you literally went and pumped a bucket of water, you brought it into the house, and that's how you did your dishes, that's how you washed your hands, that you brushed your teeth. And then the sewage, it did not go away by itself either. So that was another bucket that went out. It was outhouse, and there was no shower, there was no bathtub. So how traditionally Estonians, wash themselves was once a week sauna. But that appreciation to water, carrying the bucket in, it weighs quite a bit. So I think today when we're talking about that is 42 gallons per person per day indoors. Can we achieve it? 42 gallons per person per day. Think about it. Can you imagine the amount of water that is? So when I came here, I found solace of going to the ocean and staring at the ocean because I was homesick. And somehow ocean connected me with my homeland. It's far away. It's 10 time zones. It's a, small country far away. But I somehow felt that the molecule of water that I was looking at, it could travel, and it could travel to way, way away where my family looks at the sea. We're on Baltic Sea there. So those are my water stories. I'm in Ag Knowledge program now, and I learned that Salinas Valley used to be desert. And water irrigation made it a valley, a very prolific valley. I learned about the importance of ice. That's made of water. Without ice, you could not take the vegetables that are grown here and transport them to other people that are not as fortunate to have the fertile soil and the climate that we have here. What does water mean to Michael Phelps, decorated Olympic swimmer? What is his connection with water? He needs a big, huge pool filled with water. What does water mean for people who work at the Hoover Dam? What does water do there? So water has so many different meanings and so many different stories. What is it for us? So it's a commodity. We know water has value, it has price, it has cost, it needs infrastructure to move it around. It has regulations around it. We need that. So it clearly is a commodity. It is a resource. It's a natural resource. And one of the things about this specific resource is very unique. It's renewable. It's 100% renewable. There's no less water today in the world than there was 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. So what has changed? The people tend to live in the places where the water is not. But it's a shared resource. So as it comes, when it evaporates and goes into the cloud, does the cloud rain it down in the same region? No. Maybe it moves to Estonia. Maybe that's where it ends up. So how do we take care of a commodity and a shared resource? The only way to do is we have to do it together. And I think that's the reason why Salinas Valley Basin GSA was formed. There are many agencies, public and private, in this region in Monterey County, in the whole state, in the world, that take care of water management. And they're doing a good job. They're all very appropriate, but how they were founded, their mission is narrower, their jurisdiction is smaller. Shared resource needs to be managed holistically. So that's why in 2014, when Sigma was enacted, there was this big wave of forming new agencies in the state of California, and that's when GSA was born. So we are trying not to duplicate what the other agencies are doing. We're trying to have value, offer value to all of you. So the GSA, in my mind, we are a planning agency. We are an agency that convenes people from different walks of life and is helping them to kind of see what's common and where we can combine our forces to do things better. We're a collaborator, we're a convener, we're a planner. Maybe we could be a clearinghouse of projects. Maybe another function for us could be a trusted source of information. There's a lot of data around us, there's a lot of information. Where do you go? Do you go to Nextdoor? Do you go to Facebook? Do you go to your friends? If it's a question about water, maybe it's helpful to you that there's one place you could all go to and will help you to find the answer. So with this, I'm again so thankful that you're all here. We're going to start building this, what's common to all of us, how can we come together. Going back one more time for closing comments to when I came here, after I had been here about maybe 6-7 months, the newness wore off, and I started feeling everything is wrong. The trees were too big, the taco sandwiches were too big, and for me, it was like, it was about right and wrong, because I thought what I brought with me was right, and what I'm experiencing is wrong. And then there was like magic aha moment that came to me that said, wait a minute, if I think everything around me is wrong, those people must think the same about me. And I'm not wrong, I'm just different. And that really was a pivotal moment that helped me for the rest of my life here, and for the rest of my life, I travel a lot, to really think about everything that is new and different, unique, that it's just different. It's not right, it's not wrong. So I invite all of you, as you listen, and if something comes across and you feel like, lean into that. Ask questions. Give it some benefit of doubt that maybe it's not wrong, maybe it's just different.